But when you say that, what's your take on the fact that there's so many comedians have so many podcasts? Like if you look at Bill Burr, he has like 6 shows, and it doesn't make sense but it's like they started over the silliest things where like comedian one and comedian two have a fucking show about politics, then comedian three and comedian two have a music show. That's the best of Pink Floyd. And then comedian one and comedian three are like, oh hey, I like pens. Let's do a comedy show about fucking pens. And it just seems that there's so many comics out there. They're spreading it so thin instead of just having one great Dalton show or the fucking gorgeous Hughezy show. Everybody's fucking like doing way too many things. So, what's your take on the overload of podcasts?
Yeah, it's definitely oversaturated. I mean, I do think it's good to, with anything you do, take kind of a less is more approach. Like if you do something, get really good at it and don't do too much of it where people get sick of you. So yeah, because it's, for the first rule of show business, leave them wanting more. I do believe that. I think it's like if you reveal too much of yourself too often, people, it's weird. I think people do start to resent you. I see that happening. The classic example is Opie and Anthony. It's like they were on for many, many years and they had this diehard fan base, but at some point those people turned on them. And now if you talk to anybody who says they're a fan of O&A, they also hate O&A. And I the only thing I can think that causes that is just oversaturation, just having too much, just doing it too much. I don't know. I do my podcast once a week, and I have almost no stand-up clips online because I'm still trying to develop, but I do prefer a more minimalist approach for sure.
Yeah, it's 100% Opie and Anthony. It's the Frankenstein's monster syndrome, which like they created their own downfall. Notice I said Frankenstein's monster, not Frankenstein, because
Yeah.
the monster didn't have a name, which these fucking filmmakers keep calling Frankenstein. It's actually the doctor. And you also mentioned less is more. Don't you think it would be really funny that if Jay Mohr came out and did a show of one joke and then left?
And it's called Less is More.
Yeah, and people would just sit there for 40 minutes going like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, it might be the first time Jay Mohr has been funny.
Oh, talk about how much you absolutely hate Jay Mohr when he was dead, because that's just what you said. Let's go. There's the clip.
Oh, I don't know much about Jay Mohr. I do remember I tried watching one of his stand-up specials years and years ago, and I didn't really like it. Like I just thought it was corny.
I do like Jay Mohr, but he seems to have had a bit of a in the last couple of days, like a kind of a nervous breakdown where Chad Zumak, you know that guy?
Yeah.
The thief. He said that Jay Mohr basically tried to get it on with his ass.
Oh, he tried to have sex with him?
Yeah, he said like he was trying to flirt with him and get him back to come into his hotel room. And then what's that fucking guy, Bert Kreischer, another Too Many Podcast guy, has come out and told a story about how Jay Mohr used to slap him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about the guy. I mean, I've heard rumblings that he's kind of a dick, but I don't really know anything. I think I remember enjoying him on Scrubs. He had a good episode of Scrubs where he was like a guest star.
The fucking hospital. The
hospital sitcom, the funny version of ER.
My favorite version of. Speaking of ER, what's the first 3 letters of Nigeria? Do you know?
Oh boy. What a brain teaser this one is. Let me think. Yeah, N-I-G. Where's this going?
What's that second? What's that final letter you said again?
G.
All right. By the way, what's that? The George Clooney medical show he was on?
E. Wait a minute. What?
You just got March Madness. But yeah, with Jay Mohr, it seems like it's a shame that he had this great career. If he had the stand up, he had the hit podcast, Saturday Night Live. He was doing some good films. He had the TV shows, and it's all just seemed to vanish. And there's all these horror stories, and it really seems to be, unfortunately, that as you treat people like shit on the way up, it comes back to bite you in the AIDS clinic.
Yeah. If you have to stay humble, and when you do, I mean, anything really, but especially if you're going to be in the arts or entertainment, whatever you want to call it. I don't know how you could do something like comedy and ever treat people bad. Because it's such a silly thing to do that to find any success in it, I also feel like is like lucky, and to use a religious term, because I grew up in the South, kind of a blessing if you find any success in this.
If you're white.
Yeah, if you're white. So yeah, I don't see any reason to ever be shitty or dismissive to people. I know, like, I struggle with, like, online people will message me, and sometimes I don't message them back, but that's just because it's like, I don't know, I don't check everything that often. But I try not to be like a bad guy to people. I try to like be open and welcoming to everybody, especially because I've like, I don't know. I guess maybe I've lived a hard life. I've definitely taken my lumps. Like I said earlier, like I've struggled a lot. And so now that I'm in a position where people are like starting to notice me, I'm like pretty grateful for it. So I would never be shitty to anybody.
Are you ready to laugh your head off?
Sure.
Right. I'm going to do a great joke here. I'll edit this part out, and these scumbag pedophiles listening are going to laugh so hard. But are you ready to laugh too?
Yeah.
Okay. Dalton, you mentioned having a hard life. You know, I've had a hard life too. In fact, just yesterday, I was saying that to my butler. I had a couple of farts to the thing to add to the humor of that brilliant joke. Wait a minute. And
nice, dude.
Thank you.
Cool. This is like a morning zoo show now.
Yeah, well, it is March Madness.
That's true.
But I know what you mean about like backlashes against Opie Anthony, because I made the dumb mistake of mentioning that, not that I'm making like hundreds of millions off my podcast, but I've been very lucky that recently it's become an earner, not like fucking retirement money, but it's like, hey, this could go towards more bigger and larger fart machines and stuff like that. You know, real stuff that I did that I like to play during February and March.